Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
So the elephant in the room right now is our home's going to continue to go up. And I want to talk about that because this is part of the topic of the show. And we're going to bring in Jamie about her thoughts on it. But if you look at it, there's 3 cities that hit record numbers beyond Las Vegas. Las Vegas didn't even hit the top 3. And what's crazy about it is you got Phoenix, Seattle, and San Diego all had higher homes, you know, the cost of homes. And you're starting to see this in Vegas where we're starting to come down. Are we going to continue that direction? The U.S. had an increase again, highest since this index, 1987, I think, for prices of homes. Highest they've ever had. They hit a record number last month. Now they're hitting it again this month. Is it going to continue? Not just in Las Vegas, but overall. What do you think, Matt? You think this is going to keep going here in Las Vegas?
I hope not. When I say I hope not, like, I mean, I think now that it's going to creep up incrementally, right? I think that not all the inflation or quantitative easing of it's not called quantitative easing anymore.
Quantitative easing.
Printing money out of thin air, right? Still has to percolate into real assets. So that we're going to get that creep, and I would hope that we just have like a steady, you know, it goes up steadily from here with no jumps.
Double-digit increases across the country on almost all the states. Double-digit.
I don't see Vegas carrying that at the moment. I don't see that it can carry that, but we'll find out.
Okay, do you think this is a timing thing?
I mean,
right?
when I say carry it, I think that there's going to be. I mean, people with money always have money. I don't see like double-digit increases like in the final quarter. Like
so you think this is really going to start to taper off? You don't think this is going to be...
What does taper off mean? Like,
well, I think the consumer confidence, yeah.
I hope so. But like, I mean, I can't... I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but like, I would hope that we have like... It flattens out. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping it's flattened out. And I'm hoping that, you know, that it's calmed down a bit.
What about you, Rich? What do you think, man?
I think we've possibly hit our plateau.
Yeah.
I think that hitting that same number 2 months in a row, and then just considering that, like, you know, we did have a very high run up in the last year, but maybe it was kind of like, you know, maybe that run up was there to be had, but we've kind of gone through it already, and there's no way we're going to have another 23%.
Yeah, but consumer confidence is still there. And I feel like there's just like with Jamie over here, she thinks that she might miss the boat as far as buying a house if she waits a year or two. What makes you think that those consumers out there aren't going to keep driving those prices up in all these this record numbers?
Because in January they're going to stop printing money and interest rates are going to start to go up again. So I think that's going to change things a lot. I really do. I think that's going to make a big difference.
Well, we are starting to see inflation, and the Fed will try and keep that in check. Yeah. But you know, who knows when they will actually raise the rates?
Yeah, I think they're going to do it though. I mean, I think
we'll see a quarter point
at
some point.
Dan, what do you think about the rates?
I think they're going to raise taxes too.
Yeah, I think they're going to raise rates, but I don't think they're going to do it until probably the second quarter of next year.
Really?
Maybe even further. And I'm going to tell you, when they raise rates, okay, they're going to raise the Fed's fund rate, but at the same time, right before that, they're going to stop purchasing bonds, in my opinion. So you're going to see almost like something
double
coincide.
whammy?
Yeah, it's a double whammy. You're going to start to see where the Fed is going to say, we're going to start to pull and taper from, because they're purchasing, I think it's like $20 billion in bonds a month.
I think it's $120 billion right now.
Is it $120 billion?
Something like that. It was a lot higher earlier, like in 2020 and stuff.
They have to start tapering, and when they do, I mean, look, inflation right now is above 5. So we're normally at what? Do you guys know what that barometer is?
We want to be under 2 is usually
2.3 is about average.
I know about 5 because I'm just filling up my truck like crazy.
Right?
So I don't know about 5%.
So you look at this thing and you look at this this data that's come out. Phoenix has 26 months of record highs as far as purchasing homes. Why would Phoenix or why would Las Vegas why would you think that that's going to just go away?
Well,
Mike?
we're different markets.
Just cyclical.
Yeah.
I mean, they can only go up for so long before they got to start going the other direction.
Yeah, but people are thinking that there's a timing thing in this. I don't know if there's a timing thing, right? There's a correction?
Well, you were
Maybe
talking to
I'm-
Jamie about her, and I think Jamie probably makes good money, I'm guessing, and so that's probably one reason why you still have some good confidence. But a lot of people, as those prices have, we talked about this I think a few weeks ago, a lot of people in this community, their income they're not self-employed, so they don't have good months and bad months. They're on fixed incomes, or they're on relatively fixed incomes, and they're not. While those prices of homes have gone up, their salaries have not. And so we're losing more and more people as each month as
More
a
and more
home price
qualified
goes up.
buyers.
We're losing more and more qualified buyers and residents of Vegas, and that's one of the biggest draws for a lot of people moving here for many, many years was affordable lifestyle.
Right.
So that's a reason why I really think we're going to have to taper off, because it's not just about the people who do have confidence, which is great if you're self-employed. I'm self-employed. Sometimes I have great months. I could have a fantastic year this year, but then the next year I could make half that. But there are a lot of people who don't have lives like that here. That they may make tips, but they make relatively the same amount of money every year. With some fluctuation, and they are getting priced out. And so I think that's going to change things.
So I want to actually let's finish this. But it's another topic.
Sure.
Yeah. So one thing I saw that's going to affect a lot of people is I saw there was an act being passed that is going to give the IRS access to your bank accounts for all transactions.
Yeah,
Up to $600 and Venmo and like crypto.
that's
like
kind
dropping
of
the reportable transaction
Yeah.
limit down?
yeah.
From
Well,
10,000?
no, it's not just the reportable transactions, but any bank account that has more than $600 of inflows and outflows.
Everything has to go to the IRS.
Yeah, and I don't understand what the heck they would do with that. I mean, if I
Tax
sold
you and put you to jail
well, but
if you don't pay your taxes.
if I sell, $10,000 worth of stock in my brokerage account and then move that to my checking account, I mean, do I have to
Ding.
explain where that came from? I'm already going to get a 1099 on the stock sale. So what are they going to do with that? Now, I can see it affecting.
I still see where it came from, though. I guess,
There will
so.
be a paper trail,
Yeah.
but it could affect people on tips.
For sure.
But that's not a huge part of the economy.
But it's a huge part of the economy in the sense of how people spend their disposable income and how they file their taxes, which will compound like inflation pressures as well.
What they're trying to do is get a lot of the high income earners and get them back into tax compliance. But I just don't see this as really doing anything other than making it more complicated to do our taxes.
Yeah.
Am I going to have to explain
Well,
all the money going in and out of my checking account?
I saw that like if you had like an old like car, or like if you had you're selling stuff on Craigslist and you've got money going in and out your account, then you're going to have to pay tax on that secondhand thing that you sold. Like say you had like a secondhand like something.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I have to pay income tax on it?
Yeah, I think so,
No,
right?
I mean, it would only be if you bought it and then resold it at a profit that you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only if you're just selling stuff like your old stuff that you bought, and you don't have to.
How are they
worry
going to know
about
the
that.
difference?
Well, they don't, and that's the thing.
That's not good.
Well, here's the thing: though. You're not going to have to explain. You're not going to have to explain everything in your checking account. I'm sure that's not what it is.
Unless there's a problem.
But what they are going to look for is, if you keep having repeated deposits over $600 into your checking account, and you're like self-employed or you're not self-employed, but you have nothing on your income taxes that matches those numbers,
Right.
then they're going to start. Then they might go,
Maybe.
hey, we should audit this person because they had $600,000 in deposits, all in $600 increments, but they only reported $200,000 in income. But that's what they're going to,
Jamie, do you think that the cost of living here is a lot higher than it was, let's say, when you first moved here?
I haven't noticed a difference.
No.
No.
Do you think that compared to where you're at in Oregon, I know it's a high cost living over there, correct? I mean, it's a lot higher than here.
I feel my life here is more affordable.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. And what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is going to start to kind of fade away a little bit, where if you have people continuously coming here, right? And then you have a lot of, just traffic of transitioning and things happening. Eventually, we're going to start to go up because the cost
It's
of life
always
is
going to go up. It's
Right.
going to go way up.
But do you feel like it's going to get to a point where people aren't going to want to move to Vegas because it's just going to be too expensive to live here?
Probably at some point in the future, especially when the valley is full. Like I keep going on about that, but like
Well, they'll just spill over.
But they'll just
They'll-
start.
they'll
They'll,
go-
just start
No.
they'll start tearing down the east side and rebuilding.
Yeah, or they'll just
Maybe.
go all the way out to the Gene.
Yeah,
and
yeah. They'll go out.
Sonora.
They'll go out to the. Yeah, they'll go out to Prim. They'll.
They'll go all the way to Mesquite.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
do that.